Hey everybody, Steph here with PT2Go. Today I'm going to start my series of 3 videos for healthy shoulders. In today's video, I'll show you my favorite warm-up stretching techniques. Our shoulders are a very important appendage to us. They do a lot of things for us. They brace us from a fall, they carry all of the grocery bags in for us. Needless to say, we use and abuse them every day. And how many of you take time to stretch out or strengthen them properly every day? I know I don't. And the older our bodies get, the less they tolerate the abuse, the harder it gets to recover from those injuries. I'm going to show you some very easy exercises today that take very little time. These are very useful and necessary because, again, everything we do is in front of us. So the front of our shoulders get very tight and rounded, and the back of our shoulders get stretched out and weak. And that just puts our shoulders at a very increased risk for impingement and injury when we're constantly lifting and reaching for things when they're in that bad alignment. So we want to correct that first with posture. Okay, keep talking about get that cup and ball of the shoulder back in that good position. You're going to automatically reduce that impingement. But what happens when these muscles are already really tight? So the stretches today I'll show you can be done every day, can be done 2 or 3 times a day as needed. But I would do them every day, especially when you do a lot, especially if it's heavy lifting. If you're a weightlifter, if you just do a lot of manual work, and you're very strong and tight in the front of your shoulders, very rounded forward. Even if you just do a lot of repetitive work in front of you, it's really good to stretch that back out. So these are good for pretty much everybody needs to do them these days. There's a few different ways to perform these dynamic stretches. My favorite way is on the foam roll. If you don't have a foam roll, you can do them without, just on the floor. You can do them up against the wall. You can roll up a blanket or a towel and lay on top of that. I've had a patient that wrapped a 2x4 with a towel. You know, you can be creative. The nice thing with the foam roll is it provides that extra space so you can really get a good stretch, get farther into the stretch through the front of the chest versus if you're just going to the floor, you'd be stopped by the floor. So you'll see what I mean after I show you the exercises. So here is my foam roll. I like the darker ones, the black ones, because they're a little more dense. The white ones tend to be more pliable, and over time they can warp a little bit. So they also come in a half version, so it'd be like half of this, and that can be nice too. I like to start people with those a lot of times in the clinic because it's just a little easier to get on and off, but eventually I try to get them to the full foam. And this I bought on Amazon. They're readily available at most sporting goods stores as well, usually around $20 to $30. You shouldn't need to pay more than that. I don't like the ones that have the bumps. I like the smooth one because I'm not using it for any intense mobilizing or things like that. I'm using it generally just for stretching. A little bit of foam rolling, I'll get into that another day for different areas, but this one I'm just using it for dynamic stretching exercises. So that being said, here they are. All right, so these can be a little tricky to get onto, so kind of hold on with both hands, scoot up on there, make sure you keep your knees bent the whole time. That'll give you some added stability. Keep your tummy tight, back flat. You want to keep your rib cage down, upper back down, abs activated the whole time. We're going to start with some punches up towards the ceiling from your shoulder blades. About 3 to 4, up to 5 to 10 reps of each, depending on kind of what you're going for. Straight out to the side is next. Try and go as far as you can into the movements, all the way down equally if you can. Then we're going to go up and down, one arm up, one arm down. Try and keep your rib cage down. Go as far as you can into the movements. Then we'll switch to the goalpost position with elbows bent. And then kind of the top half of the snow angel, but with elbows bent. Switching which hand is on top each time. And then I like to just hang out in that position and get a more prolonged stretch through the pecs on both sides. And then you're just going to relax all the way down and you're done. So now you know more about why you might be having shoulder problems and my favorite dynamic shoulder stretches that you can do to help correct some of the problem, the first part of it here in this first video. These are just ways to help keep your shoulders healthier for longer. If this video is helpful, be sure to subscribe, share with your family and friends, and hit the like button. Have a great day, everybody.